Hi friends, welcome to KMGS. Knowledge makes a great success. Right. So today we are going to see about principle of conservation of energy. So it is very much common topic and very much mandatory for every student from grade 9 to grade 12 to know about this conservation of energy. Right. So as the tag or the topic heading says, we are going to fix up some principle or will identify the principle that is behind conservation of energy. So what is the name word conservation? It is being conserved. That is being named as conservation of energy. What is being conserved here? Energy is being conserved. So we are going to here understand about how energy is getting conserved from one form to another form, right? So here, as per the statement, you can read the statement. It says, according to the principle of conservation of energy, energy can be neither created nor can be destroyed, but it can be changed from one form to another form. So it can be changed from one form to another form, but it cannot be created nor destroyed. Okay. So now we'll get into this part of derivation, right? So let us derive something and we can understand how it works. So here we are going to consider two energies. Remaining all energies, we assume it to be their absence, or we neglect it as it is very much small. So we can neglect or we can assume as there is absence of them, right? So now we are going to consider two energies. What are the two energies that we are going to consider? Very simple. We'll make it fast, right? One, it is potential energy. So what is potential energy? Potential energy is when a body at a height when a body at a height at rest, there exists a potential energy, right? Then what about the kinetic energy? We need to talk about kinetic energy. What about kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is when the body is at motion. When the body is at motion, there exists a kinetic energy. When the body is at motion, it has some velocity. When velocity is there, there exists a kinetic energy, right? Put up these together we get mechanical energy. Put up these two together, we get mechanical energy. So mechanical energy is nothing but a sum of potential energy, that is U, and kinetic energy, that is K. So we can write U plus K. Okay. Now we are going to see step by step. So let us consider the point A. So at point A, what actually happens at point A? At point A, the object or the body of mass m, is at rest, at a height h. From the figure it is understood, it is at a height h. So the body is at rest, so velocity is 0. So now we can pitch into the things clearly. Velocity is 0, that is u is 0. So let us talk about kinetic energy here. Kinetic energy is half m v square. When velocity is 0, obviously kinetic energy is 0. Done. Right. What about potential energy? Potential energy is the mass of the body into the gravity to which it is subjected and the body at an height, right? So put it together, it is mgh. Now the total energy is nothing but your mechanical energy. Total energy, we can say it is sum of potential energy and kinetic energy, right? Potential energy here it is mgh and kinetic energy is 0. So altogether at point B, it is at point A it is mgh. Now we have done with point A, that is mgh. Now we are moving to point B. Let us move to point B. Let us see how it works in point B. So point B, at point B. So at point B, how it works? So we know the equation, right? Before that, what are the things we have at point B? We'll write that. So what are the conditions? So the object is at a distance of x. Okay. So we can say the displacement of the object is at distance x, and it is the acceleration is g because it is subjected to gravity, and we can say also the velocity. We can talk about the velocity. There is velocity, initial velocity is 0, and the final velocity is nothing but v1. Its final velocity v is nothing but here v1, right? So now we know the equation given by Newton, right? Newton has given us a beautiful equation, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. We put up all these values here. V square, it is v1 square, so v1 square minus it is 0 square is equal to 2 a, it is g, yes it is x. So yes it is x. So it is v1 square is equal to 2gx. So that is what we got here. So let it be v1 square is equal to gx. Now we can calculate our kinetic energy here. Let us do for our kinetic energy. So kinetic energy Ke, right? Kinetic energy Ke, or we can denote as K, no issues. So K is equal to half m v square. So here our v is nothing but v1. So half into m into v1 square. Half into m into v1 square. What is this v1 square? It is half into m into 2gx. So we can cancel this 2 and this 2. So it becomes mgx. So your kinetic energy at point B, it is mgx. Then coming to potential energy. When I consider kinetic energy, I should consider this point. I should consider this point, that is from point A, right? Now I'm going to do for potential energy. So I will consider this point from this point, right? So potential energy, it is at B, the body at a height, because why do I consider from C? Because I need to know at a height, right? The height is h minus x. So potential energy U is equal to m into mass into gravity into, here the height is h minus x. So it is m g h minus x. Okay. So now the total energy, we know clearly it is nothing but potential energy plus kinetic energy. So it is potential energy mg h minus x plus mgx. So on adding it, it becomes mgh minus mgx plus mgx. This plus mgx minus mgx, they get cancelled. At last we have mgh. So even at point B we have same mgh, there is no change. So we can see here already we have derived for point A here. So you can see at point A we had same mgh. Again now we have done for point B. Even at point B you can see we do have the same thing, right? Mgh. Now we are moving to point C. So what happens at point C? Let us see what is the value we are getting, or what is the equation we are getting at point C. So at point C, so at point C there is no height, right? At point C there is no height. So what it is? So h is equal to 0. Okay. So when h is equal to 0 at point C, we can say potential energy mgh is 0. So at point C it is clear, potential energy is 0. Now we need to work for kinetic energy. When we need to work for kinetic energy, we need to consider point A, because it is traveling from there, it is moving from there. So we can again say initial velocity u is equal to 0. I'll go for some other color so we can understand clearly. So u is equal to 0. Then s is equal to h, because it has traveled the long from top to the bottom, h. Then a is nothing but g. So again we know the beautiful equation given by Newton, that is v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Here v square we can keep it as it is v square, u it is 0. So then 2 into g into s, it is h. So v square is equal to 2gh. Now kinetic energy is nothing but half half mv square. So v square value we know it is half m into 2gh. I'm cancelling this 2 and this 2. At last we get mgh is your kinetic energy. Now the total energy, again we are going to calculate the total energy at C. This is the total energy at C. It is nothing but U plus K. U value it is 0. K value it is mgh. So again it is the same mgh at point C even. So it is very much clear from this derivation the energy doesn't changes even when the position changes from A to B and B to C. So that's it. So here we can say, at last we can conclude here. So energy at A, B and C all are constant. So energy is conserved. Hope you understood this entire thing very clearly. I've tried to give a clear-cut explanation, and thank you all to watch the entire video with all your patience. Do subscribe the channel, like it, share it with your friends. Don't forget to press the bell icon, right, so that as soon as I upload the video, it will be popping up in your smartphone. Thank you again. I'll meet with you again set of problems or derivations. Until then, it's signing off KMGS. Keep smiling, keep going. Bye-bye.